Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the show. If you want to check us out on all of our social media platforms, check us out on Twitter at Tinfoil Hat Cast.
On Instagram at Tinfoil Hat Pod.
You can find us on Reddit. It's reddit.com/r/Tinfoil Hat Show. Or allcomedyt-shirts.com.
If you have any suggestions for future guests or topics, go ahead and email us at tinfoilhatpod@gmail.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the show. Don't be an asshole.
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Tinfoil hat.
And welcome to another episode of Tinfoil Hat. Wow, that sounds pingy as shit. Is that me? Is that me? Is that me? That must be me. There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another very special episode of Tinfoil Hat. We appreciate you guys sticking with us, enjoying the show. We appreciate the kind words on the last couple episodes. They've been going, you guys love it, and it's been going very well. I want to thank right out of the gate our friends at The Ruins. The Ruins is where truth comes from. All this information comes from The Ruins. And without them, I don't know where these last couple episodes have been. My life has been slammed. I'm very blessed. Joining me always is XG. How are you?
I'm doing great.
We're going to do an episode coming up where it's just me and you. We're going to talk.
Yeah, I know. They've been asking for
Yeah,
it.
we'll sit down. We'll go deep into that Mexican skull of yours and find out exactly where the conspiracies come from. Big week, boys and girls. It is. First of all, I'm going to Boston. I'm super excited. I don't even remember last time I was in Boston, but I'm going to Boston. I'm playing Laughs in Boston. Go to laughboston.com. It's called Laugh Boston. Go to laughboston.com. Grab those tickets. I got one show Thursday, two shows Friday, two shows Saturday. I promise you, I've been on fire lately. The new stuff is murder. Dude, the OR at the Comedy Store a couple of nights ago was just fire. One of those things you're like, oh, I might have a future in this. I might have a future. So come out, boss. I'm like super excited. It's cold. You guys can laugh in my face as you talk about how the Sox beat the Dodgers. By the way, every time the Dodgers lose in the World Series, I'm scheduled to go play that city every time. And then the big excitement. That's right. It's finally happening this Friday. Sam Tripoli live from the Viper Room. Zero Fucks drops. That's right, Zero Fucks. It will be on Vimeo. It will be there. You can download it there. It's finally coming out. So what's coming out is November 16th. Zero Fucks come out. And then my Christmas special will come out. That's right. I'm going to put out a Christmas special. And that will come out about December 14th. It will be Sam Tripoli's Christmas extravaganza live from the Viper Room, Armageddon. That should be a fun title to look up, but that's coming out. So go check that out. I'm dropping it. This one's 30 minutes. The next one's about 42 minutes. So I'm very excited. This is pure fire. I'm so excited to have this. It's like Kill Bill 1, Kill Bill 2. You know, they both had different kind of vibes to them, but they both were awesome, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So I hope support it, man. I'm going independent. I mean, people said they tried to sell it. I don't know how hard they tried, and I'm not really upset about that because I don't want rules. I don't want to be told what I can or cannot do in specials. I want to go for blood. I want to, pull no punches. And maybe, I go really hard out. I take the beating from everybody so the comics after me can work a little more freer. That's kind of what I do. Get at Daddy. Daddy ain't afraid. Daddy walks with love. Daddy treats everybody great. I treat everybody with love. I respect and love everybody. If you love and respect everybody, you should be able to make fun of everybody. If you make fun of everyone, you shit on no one. That's my opinion. So that's where we're going. We want to thank this episode is brought to you by a couple friends of ours. Obviously, there's Bet DSI. Bet DSI for all your bet needs. We are in the mix. Football's going. Basketball's going. UFC is on fire. Use the promo code HAT100 and get $20 cash, and then you also get matched up to $500. So whatever you deposit, you get up to $500. And so we're very thankful that they're sponsoring us. And then our good friends at ridgewallet.com. Ridgewallet.com. Use the promo code TFH10. Okay, and this is basically a minimalist wallet made by a father and a son. They did a GoFundMe to get all their money, or Kickstarter to get all their money put together, and they've gone big. People all over the world, and this is great. Let's say you're listening in New Zealand. They will send it to you for free of charge. It is a minimalist wallet made of 2 different metals, titanium, aluminum, and what was the other one? I don't know, but it's phenomenal.
Carbon.
And what's carbon?
Yeah.
Carbon fiber. And basically what it does is it blocks the radio frequency identifications. Basically, these people can basically steal all your information off your cards. They have these machines that can just rip information off your cards. And this thing stops that, because we need to do that, because these freaking hackers are everywhere. You know, Mark Zuckerberg selling all your info to everybody, right? This is the wallet for the apocalypse. When the end of days are here, get some. Okay? You want to keep everything quick, short. You don't want to have a whole big-ass wallet. Nobody likes that. Chicks in the apocalypse aren't going to want to hook up with guys with big, fat wallets. It's number one turnoff, they said. Shitty wallets. Okay? It goes big cash, big dicks, small wallets. That's what the ladies are talking about on all the chat boards. Trust me. Trust me. So check out ridgewallet.com and get yourself a wallet. Help support the show. Speaking of supporting the show, a lot of amazing things are going on. You can watch it. The Patreon's on fire, everybody. The Patreon's on fire. I'm putting up an audio episode every week. I'm putting up a live stream episode every week. I'm interviewing comics called Conspiracies 101. Find out what comics things are conspiracies. And right now I'm debating whether I should put twerking and politics up there. I do a video where I take Instagram twerking videos, and I put an old 1880s guy on there, and I give whatever news is going on in conspiracies on it. I do a voiceover, because I think that's what the news is going to be in about 100 years.
Oh, yeah.
Just girls meat smacking as they're telling you about how the stock market is. Now, I want to put it on there, but I also am very thankful when there's women who, and by the way, the females in the conspiracy community, as I've said, dime pieces. I don't know how that happened. It's just weird click in the matrix, but they're all smoking hot, because hot chicks want the truth, right? So I want to put it on Patreon, but I don't want to piss off the ladies, so I'm debating if I'm going to put it up. Maybe I'll put a survey up. Should I put twerking politics on the Patreon thing? We're going to work on that. There's the YouTube channels on fire, man. YouTube.com/Sam Tripoli. That's on fire. We're almost at 31,000 subscribers. My goal is 50. That's always been my goal. I really want to get to that. And then I'm just doing the Tumblr now. Go to tumblr.com/Mr. Tinfoil Hat 187. And I'm going to upload, because some people like to get their info from Tumblr. And then Facebook, we got, Tinfoil Hat Podcast. Yep. And then BitChute. Now, BitChute's going to be really great, because if they ever yank me from YouTube, just know that you can go to BitChute, which is something you might want to do, Rachel, is put your stuff on BitChute, because it's meant to be the alternative. Alex Jones, for whatever you want to think of Alex Jones, I'm okay with it. You know, I disagree on certain stuff, but he's uploading all of his stuff now to BitChute. So that's a place to go to. So that's the business. Again, shout out to the Ruins for everything they've done. Today's an interesting episode. I'm very happy to have on our guest. She's straight out of the 702. Her brand is weed. She loves the weed. She's a very funny comic. She's part of this young female squad of assassins that are running around the LA comedy scene. Her friend is a very good friend of mine, Vanessa. Please welcome Rachel Wolfson, everybody. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
I'm super happy to have you on. You hit me up. You're like, hey, I'm into conspiracies. I got some ideas. So I'm very happy that you came on. How is everything?
Everything's good. Yeah, definitely shout out to Vanessa.
Yeah.
Our sister assassin. I
Yeah.
love how you call
sister
us assassins.
from another mister, you know,
It's
the
so
femme
true.
fatales. Tell us a little about yourself. Now, how long you been doing stand-up?
I'm in my 3rd year. I'm a baby. And born and raised in Las Vegas, and I've been into conspiracies probably since I was a kid, like as young as I can remember. Ever since X-Files came out, I was obsessed with that show. And like being from Las Vegas and like learning about the culture of like Area 51 and Nellis Air Force Base, I was so fascinated that Area 51 at one time was in Rachel, Nevada. And like, I was just like so connected with that because it was my name. And I don't know.
Vegas is just interesting. It's like a wonderful town. It's like, I call it blue collar Los Angeles.
Basically.
Because it's everything LA has. Plus, like, but they're blue collar. They have day jobs. They go to work. They're very much anchored in a reality. They're workers, man.
Exactly. Like I grew up, you know, people make assumptions about me and, you know, maybe because of like the family that I come from, but it is very much a hardworking town. Like the glitz and glam is like what people go there to do. And like on the other side of it is us, the people who have to endure all the worst versions of people coming to Las Vegas and just like having it.
Well, you know, it's like people think like, oh, I just couldn't take the hotel. Like, you don't go to casinos all the time when you're out there. It's like you go there maybe if you have a show or maybe somebody's in town.
Yeah, no, like I grew up in like a very, like when I was, you know, my parents, when they first had me, I think like I was born in like an they brought me home to an apartment, you know, very humble like beginnings. And like as they became more successful, because they're very successful. I mean, they're not like Trump bazillionaires,
right.
But they work hard. My dad is a government worker, you know, at a local level. And you know, and so like I had really good role models growing up as far as like working hard and work ethic. But like my grandparents were very blue collar as well. Worked in department stores. Like my grandfather sold insurance, you know, like it wasn't.
That was back when you could work in like those things that
and
have
provide,
a life.
Yeah, provide
those
for a
days
family
are
of 4.
done.
Yeah, it's a different, and like that was the thing is like as a millennial, you know, I feel like we were the last generation that kind of was promised that like facade of like the American dream.
Yeah.
And then like once we got out of college, like it hit us like a wall of bricks. Like,
Yeah, my dad still wants me to work to be a mailman.
Yeah.
You're right.
He still tells me, he's like, oh, why don't you just, it has benefits.
The only
I'm like,
thing
dude,
with
that's
that-
it. That's it. Just benefits. That's what
Like
it's at.
my parents were like, when I was in, they'd be like, just get a job. I'm like, you know, I have like 4 jobs, right? Like they're, you know, like,
people don't realize that about comedy. You get into it not to have a 9 to 5, but you end up getting a 24/7.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like no one gets into comedy for the money, like for the right reasons. It's not for the money, but like exactly while you're becoming successful and working hard, you have to take those jobs.
Is this your channel?
This is me and my best friend Olivia. It's our channel.
Dude, 67,000 subscribers is amazing.
It turns out people like weed and like
hot chicks smoking
Yeah,
weed. It's
exactly.
$500,000 on just
Yeah.
how to smoke rings.
I think it's great, man. I just, you know, it's just like
It's for the kids.
That's your brand, and that's a great brand. My brand's the Conspiracy. That's great. I try to tell people, I'm like, find a brand, dude. Find a brand that people can resonate with.
I mean, the other thing is like you have to be true to yourself, and that's the other thing is like I've always just been fascinated with weed ever since like I escaped the prison of my home. No, I'm just kidding. Of like, you know, ever since I was able to like move out of my parents' house, I became, you know, fascinated with weed. And you know, like you said before, as someone who smokes weed and is in the community, you have to be fascinated with like questioning the information that you're given. You know,
Well, because you got to question that. They used to tell you not to smoke weed. It's not
Right.
good for you, blah, blah.
Naturally.
And then you're like, hey, fuckers, this is good.
Exactly.
First conspiracy right there.
Exactly. So I was always like in college, I studied normal. So I was always very fascinated with the advocacy side of things.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, like the state of Nevada is like one of the most brutal when it comes to weed laws. Like,
Yeah.
because
There's no place, like you can purchase weed, obviously, but there's no place for people to consume, you know? Like
it's weird, bro. I mean, like there are people doing life in Nevada for selling weed because, I mean, Nevada was the one state where actually weed was a bigger offense than cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
Because coke, you want to gamble on coke. They notice you do blow, you go down there, you just keep fucking playing because you're
Right.
coked out of your skull. Weed, and they're discovering this, man. It's like like alcohol companies' biggest fears are somewhat coming true in that these kids are coming to bars baked out of their skull, not ordering alcohol.
Food. They want food.
Yeah, they want to eat food. They don't want to drink alcohol. And so people's bar totals are like, oh, fuck, man, nobody bought any drinks, which I mean, I'm not against, but it's almost what they were very worried about.
I mean, if they were smart, they would make a place. But it's hard because, like, smoking laws, too. You know what I mean? But, you know, we're going to see an industry shift in the future. It's, you know, I would like, because I lit up a joint in the cigarette area outside of a hotel, and like the security like came right up, you know, and made me put my joint out and said if I didn't, I would be escorted off the property. I'm like, meanwhile, people can smoke their fucking cancer sticks, you know, chain smoking. I'm like, this is a problem, you know?
I'm with you. The biggest problem we have is that the generation that votes is the old generation.
Right.
I mean, like
they just need to die off. They were, you know, but that's the other thing that I find so bizarre is because the generation that's voting came from like the 60s and the 70s when it was like free love and drugs and like experimentation and then like the war on drugs came in, obviously Nancy Reagan, and you know, all of this propaganda came out where a lot of those people are now so against weed, but they were the biggest consumers, you know, back in the day. But there also is a you know, interest within, because a lot of those people are getting sick. So at the end of the day, you know, when you have cancer or whatever it is, you know, they would rather, a lot of them, use cannabis.
What I don't understand is like we keep doing these marches to get to find a cure for cancer when we all know cancer, there is a cure for cancer, and it's just like, why don't we all march to raise money to get a lawyer to sue these companies who put all these chemicals into our fucking food, man?
Well, I like studied, because I was like, I've always naturally been into like the other side of things and just like, you know, at a science level, I'm very interested in like conspiracies, but like I like to know the science behind it, because to me science has always made sense to me, obviously, right? It's science. But like but like BPA exposure and like all of the plastic like companies that donate to Johnson and, you know, they're all in it together, and it's like, we don't need to research cancer anymore. Like, we already have done the research. We need, you know, give us the fucking cure. And it's true. People they know we have the cure and stuff. It's like crazy.
There's this whole theory that if they cured cancer, the economy would crash. And that
I mean, that's the other thing. That's why a lot of the pharmaceutical companies, you know, again, it's the same thing with cannabis. You know, they don't want cannabis to people to have access to it because they make money off of people being sick. Yeah. You know?
I mean, like AIDS has basically been they've had a cure for AIDS. Everybody knows it.
Right.
What's going to happen with AIDS now?
Johnson, it's money.
What's going to happen with AIDS is it's going to die off because, you know, I go to 12-step programs. Some of them are like chock full of gay guys who are chock full of AIDS.
Can I just, yeah.
And they say all the time, they're like, I don't test. I test negative. They can't, I don't show up because of the medication I have, which means they can't give it away anymore. Right. And now you got these young fucking guys who are all taking these this AIDS blocker stuff. So it's the days of AIDS are coming to an end. It will literally be, we will talk about it back in my day. If you didn't use condoms, you could die.
Right.
You know, people are like, whatever, grandpa.
Yeah.
You know?
What a weird thing.
Well, now in California, you don't even have to tell anybody that you got AIDS.
Well, now that's why they passed it, because you literally, and people are shocked, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't tell somebody if you had HIV. This is not what I'm saying, but it is
We're not endorsing this.
but it is now at a time when people just don't test. It doesn't come up anymore. It's so weak. And it's done, and it was 100% government made. I mean, there is I think a doc is coming out right now talking about how the government basically picked certain cities to give people like a hepatitis shot, and in it was the HIV virus, and that's how they spread it around.
There was a big case like this in Vegas a couple years ago where a doctor was found guilty of like reusing dirty like hepatitis needles.
Why
and like
would you
so
do
many
that?
people, like, can you imagine getting that phone call and then having to like call everyone in your life, oh, happy Christmas, by the way, you might have hepatitis, not sure, you know,
you've got hep. But let's get into the kind of what we're saying. You hit me up and you're like, I want to talk direct energy weapons, which is so interesting. Now, I just want to tell everybody this episode was planned about a month and a half ago,
Yeah.
like it was planned a long time ago. And I want to stay with it because even though we're going through this stuff, and my heart goes out to everybody who's involved, who's been affected by this, the lives that are lost, the brave people who have fought this weather, this fire, the brave people who risked their life to save animals. I'm an animal guy. And the
Yeah.
fact that people went in to save these, and the fact that like someone like Whitney Cummings is giving
so
shit,
amazing.
is getting shit for saving animals. I just
Stanley.
don't understand
yeah.
why people don't have compassion anymore, even for animals. Even if you think animals are a lesser form of life, is what you can believe. I don't care. I think we're all here together and it's symbiotic. We should all respect everybody. And yes, we are the top of the food chain. Maybe there's lizard people above us. I don't know, or Anunnaki and all that stuff. But the point is, like, we should respect. And if something feels pain, you should respect the right to that thing not to want to feel pain unless it has to feel pain. And the fact that these people went in and saved these stuff, what I don't understand about these fires, man, is like people YouTubing as they're driving out of the fire.
know.
They're like, oh my God, there's fires
So
everywhere.
crazy. That video with the girl who like saved a bunch of animals, and I was like, what video game? Like a trailer is this? It turns out it's her Survivor video.
And then they're telling people to like, oh, don't forget to subscribe to my hey, follow my Patreon.
She's like marketing herself.
It's
She's
just
like, check out my mixtape at the video below.
It's fire.
Turns check out my fire mixtape. She's like, not this one, the next one. But yeah, it's crazy. Like
I did that bit at a benefit last night. It got a way bigger laugh than I thought. It was because it
no.
was so like soon. But my friend's like, try it. I did it, and then boom. I'm like, oh, okay, it worked.
Yeah. It's never too soon for an active shooter joke.
Well, dude, I actually have a bit about this teacher blow banging these 5 students. She got busted, and the end of the joke is, I guarantee you there weren't any school shootings at this school with this teacher blow. And like, it got a laugh last night, but for the last week, I haven't been able to talk about it. But let's get into it. Direct energy weapons, okay? What are direct energy weapons? We're going to call them DEW from here on. Are highly focused, microwavable particle beams or lasers commonly used as a defense system against missiles, asteroids, or disrupting enemy technologies. DEW have been developed by the U.S., UK, China, Russia, India. Silent, seamless, and accurate, this technology is widely known as an ideal perfect weapon. There are 2 types of DEWs out there, laser and microwave, which is creepy. Microwaves and lasers are both part of an electromagnetic spectrum. That they're made of the same electromagnetic energy that consists of light and radio waves. Microwave weapons consist of basically 2 major technologies. First are the millimeter wave devices that can be focused on a target at a great distance and produce burning sensation. Example is the active denial system, ADS. The second is the electromagnet bomb, E-bomb, which can destroy electrocurrency communication networks and harm organic matter at a distance with non-nuclear electro explosions. Man. It is crazy. What made you want to get into this? What made you want to discuss this?
So like truthfully, there's like I have these like second parents in my life. Like when I graduated when I left Vegas, I moved to Vermont, and my first boyfriend's parents and I are very close, and like him and I really were always like into conspiracy theories, and I went out to visit them probably like a couple months ago, right around the time that I was like, hey, I want to talk about this. And, I had heard about direct energy weapons, but he showed me so many videos, and he said to me, no joke, back a month and a half ago when I talked to you, he's like, you got to be careful with this shit out there. And this is before all of this stuff started happening these past 2 weeks. And then as soon as like...
What did he mean by that?
Just like he was showing me direct energy weapons, and he was just like, like this is like, they have the chemtrails in Vermont. And he's like, but this is the stuff that you really have to like worry about, that the fires are starting. And then he was showing me all the videos about, how the trees are burning, and like the cars and aluminum, how they're spraying the aluminum in the sky with the chemtrails, and like they're testing, if they test the ground, there's like high levels of like all this material that's like inexplainable. Like, why is this material here, And I mean, obviously I became interested because we live in California, and my aunt had to evacuate this past week. And also I grew up going to like summer camp in Malibu. You know, my parents did well. They were like, she's not going to sit around and watch TV. We're going to send her off to camp. But that camp is completely gone. You know, the place like I would spend childhood summers, you know. And I think it's important, like, I pay attention to what happens around me, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, like, there's a bunch of things going. It's very interesting.
But this was my point. They would train us as a kid when we would go to camp in Malibu for fires. But this was in the middle of the summer when it's like 90 degrees or whatever. It's like 80 degrees now. The humidity is not that high. My aunt lives in Westlake Village. Like, if these kinds of fires were happening, why would people move out there? You know what I mean? Like, they have small fires. Like, that happens. It's, you know, the proper conditions for it, but like to these levels. And also from someone in the cannabis industry, people who have grows, their grows are completely eliminated, and it would happen right by harvest, you know. And it's like, shit is crazy.
I want to get into that. I believe that the fires of last year and the fires of this year may be similar, but there could be some differences.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with the ones in North Cal, even though there are North Cal fires. I'm talking about the ones last year, which are kind of along the lines of what you're talking about with these grows, that a lot of these Santa Ana fires hit big grow areas that are like the perfect area to grow weed.
Well, they also said that the maker of these lasers, the company is up in Northern California, and their building didn't burn down. Right.
It's very interesting because we have people who, a friend of mine who works on the show, she'll book guests, Allie, I call her the Alley Cat. She actually, we were engaging very quickly. She was up there, and she said that it literally went from 0 to boom. Like 0 to boom. Like it was
That's like not how a fire starts, right?
At
a
all.
Traditional fire.
And these notion that these fires are moving at, like, did you hear the numbers? Like at a football field a second. Like, we've watched like fires before. They don't move like that.
But that's because, you know, like what they were saying, they're spraying their stuff with like aluminum, which is highly flammable, you know, and like the other chemicals or whatever. And they're testing the levels. And that's where, like, I, as someone who's like, okay, you know, no one wants to believe that a government would, you know, but then look at history. You know what I mean? Like, this to me, it seems a little odd.
Well, we're going to get into it. I mean, first of all, there are videos out there of like weird, like green stuff hitting to ground. There's pictures of, I think I sent you a couple of emails that have the pictures of it. Like look at this thing. Look at this. Here's what's interesting. And at the end, I'm going to ask Aaron this. Look around this. You have cars that are completely and utterly melted. Yet these trees are just sitting there. I mean, metal melts 250, like 2,500,000 degrees, or 2,500 degrees.
2,600.
Forests go at what? 1,400? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then you have these trees with leaves still on them. And like, everybody was yelling, you don't understand trees, they have water. And I get it. But it's like, dude, like, why is that? Look at down the line. Look at down the line. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You have burnt all here. You have burnt all the way down. But look, where there's trees, there's burnt cars. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you would think that the leaves up there would be burnt. You know what I mean?
This would be scorched.
Exactly. There should be no, like, even like, look at that car. Next, there's like perfect shrubbery in the right, you know? Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. It's so specific.
Someone's weed plant survived. No,
right? It's so specific. And there's videos, and I posted them, of where you could see, like, from an air, like, someone had like a news agencies was flying a helicopter, and I don't want to play any of them because look at this. We'll get into that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Real quick, where you get this news plane helicopter was flying, and another plane came above it, and you just saw a green light. Boom, dart. Boom, dart. Boom, dart. So we get into these pictures that come out in Northern Cal, which is, and people are going to me, Sam, Amber's jump. That, you know, this house could get burnt when this house. Look at this. Go back to that picture. Can you make that picture bigger?
This one?
Yeah. Look at that, dude. Are you telling me Amber's jump miss all the trees? like look at that. Like, that is like trying to like be a running back and just not get touched by any lineman or defensive lineman. Somehow you get to the goal. Look at that, man.
That looks like a gas station too.
Right? Like, isn't that highly flammable?
And then
Yeah,
look, the
shouldn't
gas
that blown the fuck
station. The
up?
gas station is perfectly fine. How is this possible? I can't.
I
wait
wonder
to-
what those two buildings were, though.
I mean, they look like houses, right? No, they're not. Obviously, those are
Yeah.
residencies.
They like left the gas, but they're like, fuck this 7-Eleven.
Look at the top. Look at the top building, the very top one, and look at the middle. There's a tree in between them that isn't even touched.
I know, like that fire for sure would have caught those trees on fire.
Like, here are the capabilities that I've gotten from Dews. They are pinpoint accuracy, low cost per maintenance. They virtually unlimited magazine capacity, meaning they can fire forever. Simple to track, aim, shoot. Sophisticated centers, less than lethal if turned properly. All weather conditions, can engage in multiple. This is it. Limited collateral damage.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Literal.
It's, yeah, I mean, but you wonder why they're targeting those, like, why would they target those innocent
We'll get into
gas
that,
station
too.
owners?
You can pass through walls at a distance of 100 meters or even miles. Silent, often plausible denial if they're used. I mean, dude, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. Look at these
the
pictures.
neighborhoods.
Dude, listen, man. How is that possible? We're looking at these pictures. You can see them all over the place. And I know this is an audio podcast, but basically it's a picture of a neighborhood, okay? All the houses are ruined, but all the trees are greenwood shrubbery. They're not even burnt. I'm not even saying, okay, maybe it skipped. Wouldn't they be somewhat blackened by the fire? Like they were a little burnt? Like, I mean, like, it makes somebody tell me, what is this? Does that look like a fire? Like, I've seen houses that have been burnt down. They call it Polish lightning where I'm from, okay? That's where somebody wants to, like, hey, they got to get out of insurance. All of a sudden, a little magical Polish lightning hits it, right? And all of a sudden, your things, dude, all the time you see burnt down. You never see it like that.
No, like completely eliminated to dust.
Where it looks like it's just like a wrecking ball has come through and knocked it all down. It doesn't make any sense. Now, they're regularly, now here's what's going on. So we have this thing. I'm going to send you this email real quick where I want you to take a look at this. John Brennan, right? Basically.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this where he was talking about what his justification is for why they're spraying the chemtrails or whatever.
He's basically, I just sent to you, and then we'll get into these pictures. Basically, John Brennan talks about how they basically can weaponize chemtrails, which should put an end to the discussion on whether chemtrails are a thing or not. Like this notion that they don't exist. You have the former CIA, who in my opinion is one of the biggest traitors to ever this country. This is a man who greenlit and gave visas to the 19 hijackers. He was told not to, and he gave the hijackers. I'm not going to play because then they'll tag this thing. But basically, he's another example.
It's to prevent global warming. I've seen this. Yeah, their justification before.
Yeah, where and then he basically says you could use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
Yeah. Population control.
Population control.
Yeah.
I mean, you have more people today getting lung cancer who don't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
My friend.
Brain cancer. I know young people who are getting young people of my generation who, this is stuff that when I growing up thought of cancer, I'm like, oh, you get old and you get cancer. You know what I mean? Like at rapid rates. Like I know people who are getting brain cancer, and I'm like, this was never a thing.
It's your cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a lot of things. Our food,
wait
the
for
cell
5G.
phone.
Wait for 5G.
Oh, dude,
don't get
even
Sam into it.
Don't even get me started on that, dude. Basically, you can use Dews to manipulate weather, incite natural disasters. accelerate climate change, such as the recent fires and Pacific hurricanes. The coincidence that the UN Agenda 21, which seeks to this is a big thing right here. Agenda 21, which seeks to relocate out of rural areas into government housing, and source 5, evidence indicates that wildfires are aimed at particular locations rather than naturally occurring. Okay? Now, here's an interesting thing about the fires in North Cal last year. We do one of the first tinfoil hat road show. I'm gonna move down just a little bit so there we go. So I'm more in the head and closer to XG. Basically, we're doing a show in the La Jolla Comedy Store. We're doing the first ever tinfoil hat on the road, and it's at the La Jolla.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was myself, Greg Carlwood, Ryan, who used to be on the show, and Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
And we were doing a show, and this one guy, I go, anybody from the Santa Ana area? And the guy raised his hand. I go, did you see anything weird? He goes, nope, I didn't see anything weird. I go, nothing? He goes, nothing. So the show ends. I'm like, that was weird. I go, the show ends. He runs up to me. He goes, I have to tell you something. I go, what? He goes, I saw a lot of shit. I just didn't want to talk about it because I'm super nervous. But he goes, myself and my friend, we saw 2 different people relighting fucking fires.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they did arrest one guy.
Yeah,
but just
there
one
was
guy.
proven. They
Yeah.
said there was a
but
guy
they
lighting
arrested
fires.
like some
There was just some one guy. Yeah,
some
that's what I'm
homeless
saying.
dude
Yeah,
who's
it was a
like,
homeless
yeah,
dude,
man. I mean, I don't know. I'm just hanging out, dude. You know, they're like, he fucking
Smoking a
did
dope.
it, man. I'm just hanging out, dude, trying to get my drink on. you
Yeah.
know? And that's who another Patsy, right?
Yeah.
They saw multiple guys doing it. And then it's just like you've just seen where it just went boom to zero, and it's like, get out. And what is that area again? That area is where all the weed growing is.
A lot of our new economy, you know, or an entire economy. It was right before harvest, which is like our big, you know.
Well, 40% of the farmers were affected by the fires over there in Humboldt.
And that's the other thing too is, you know, this comes in a year where legalization and adult use passed, meaning a lot of these grows, which are now, they have control over the industry, like weren't able, we had weed shortages, if you can believe, you know what I'm saying? So it's just,
Oh, for sure, dude, for sure. Because what do they want to do? I mean, now here's something.
but how are the wineries affected? Did they?
yeah.
They were fine. No.
No, I thought they were affected as well, but maybe I'm wrong. Here's the thing. Some have suggested China used the DEW's dues to start the California wires as a way of reclaiming debt owed by the U.S., which is source 4. This sparked from an idea that in 2009, Hillary Clinton allegedly offered eminent domain over the U.S. to the China as collateral for debt. Okay, these claims have not been substantiated. Okay, so that's interesting. The 9/11 attacks were planned demolition or may have been the result. Now, have you heard that it wasn't planes that hit, but it was actually direct energy beams?
Listen, I grew up, like I said, in Vegas. So I grew up watching buildings being imploded, you know, like,
Yeah.
because that's what they do with hotel buildings.
Old
Right.
hotel, they get rid of the history.
That's exactly what it looked like to me. Like something, you know, blew it up. So
Yeah, well, you know, that's the whole thing with Jesse Ventura. He's always talking about, why is this building falling at the rate of gravity? And what does he mean by that? He means that, why isn't it going like, like something resists?
Right.
Why is it just straight, boom, like
right.
that?
Imploding. That's an implosion.
That is not a natural implosion. This is a natural implosion if you're doing a building.
Right.
Okay, this spot.
Right, but that it very much looked like when buildings are destroyed, you know.
But
like,
you've seen, because in Vegas they do
Right.
pretty often, right?
Yes,
At least
I've seen it
here and
live
there.
myself. You know, I would go. I remember when they took the Stardust down, and I went and I had to
Is
see
it pretty cool though?
It was dope. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's what it is. It looks exactly like, kind of like what 9/11
And
looks
it's
like.
not even that tall.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't as tall.
That shit's fucking huge.
But they clear but it's like exactly what happens with the smoke comes out at the bottom.
Yep.
and,
How far
you
away
know.
did you see it? Like, how far would you stand away? would you
They
say?
have barriers set up where you're like legally allowed to go. I mean, they shut down streets or whatever, but like we had a direct view. I was on the ground level where everyone goes when they like go. It's like a celebration of like the death of a part of history.
Because
you know what I mean?
dude, those
They're
those
old
hotels-
Vegas.
Yeah.
There's so much history. It's like ghosts, and you know what I mean. There's
So I want to get back to this whole evidence suggests that developed nations have access to DEW's technology as early as 1940 via back engineering from alien technology, which is a big thing, man. Like a lot of things we're doing back engineering from all this stuff we find at Area 51, Roswell, all this shit, right?
Yeah.
Supporting facts, the California wildfires appear to incinerate houses and cars, including granite and tile, but left surrounding vegetation untouched. It makes no sense. Trees were found burning from the inside out. Have you seen that picture
Yeah.
where the inside of the tree is, but the bark is
Yeah.
all still there, which indicates use of microwave technology. 170 fires started on the same night from branches falling on power lines. Although no strong winds were reported, laser manufacturer AEG Industries and Keysight Technologies are both located in Santa Rosa, California. That's what you're talking about. The areas surrounding these companies were torched during the fires, yet somehow neither of these companies sustained any damage.
Yeah.
And what we talked earlier, precision damage.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
Suddenly, winds came out of nowhere, followed by multiple specific objects simultaneously bursting into flames with no apparent reason. Numerous witnesses reported malfunctioning equipment, batteries, and electronics, as well as flashes of light in the sky. Now, can you go to Tinfoil Hat Pod Instagram? Find it on the Instagram. I mean, I posted some crazy stuff people showed. Battery, nothing that worked. In 1980, these fire burned approximately 1.5 million acres, costing more than $2.5 billion in damages. Multiple international corporation land developer anarchies profited from destruction, privatizing their water rights, receiving foreign investments for rebuilding infrastructure, and planned obedience. It fucking sucks. Nonprofit organization Rebuild North Bay is led by the former director of the FEMA, James Lee Witt. God damn it, man. Who's also a founder of EB5 Global Management.
Which one are you talking about?
That one. No, the blue one. The blue one. Look at this one. It's so creepy. Watch this. What is that? Can you turn up the... You can't... Oh, you won't be able to hear the sound. The sound just going... It's like really creepy. If you go to Tinfoil Hat Pod's Instagram, you could hear it. It's really, what is that?
Oh my gosh. Is someone recording that in the view of their car? Like in the window of their car?
I have no clue.
That's so bizarre.
Right? It's unbelievable, dude.
And it's like right in front of our face too, the information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wait till you hear Aaron's thoughts on it. DEWs also could produce a possible targeted demolition of undisclosed corporate black project facilities and underground bases. DUMBs. How great is this? We got DEWs and DUMBs. According to aviation expert John Lear, DEWs and or holographic weapon technology may have been deployed in the destroying of the Twin Towers, and there are plans to utilize them in the future wars and false flags, which is the Blue Beam. Have you heard of Project Blue Beam?
Which one's that one?
Which is basically where they're going to use fake aliens attack to get everybody to come together and
that makes sense.
One world order stuff.
That's what I feel like. That's the only thing that I've ever thought that would bring people together is like the uniting against one enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like as a control method. Well, that's kind of like what religion was, wasn't it? At one point.
Yeah. Well, that's the new science. We talk about that all the time on the show, is about how like science has become the new religion. Like you're an idiot if you question scientists and science, and people are like, it's science, dude. What are you, dumb?
Yeah.
Come on, man. They're scientists, dude.
There are some science you can't question.
No, you should. There's some science, but you should question everything all the time because you don't know who's paying for that research.
Well, that's always true. Where is the funding coming from? But
That's
if it's like
big
if there's
thing.
no ill intention behind the funding, you know what I mean? Like.
And then you also have the, when we've heard about like the U.S. ambassadors or politicians in Cuba and in China.
And ending up sick out of nowhere. And
There's
there's
a
no
sonic
trace
boom.
of evidence. And it's like they're all reporting to hearing stuff. and they all have the same symptoms, but there's no physical. That's because Russia has the technology to do that.
Russia, China, Pakistan, India, England,
For sure.
United-
They all. It's the new world, you know.
It's basically just
And AI, that shit's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
the world is gonna look different.
Did you hear that that why there's meme wars? Do you know why there's meme wars?
What do you mean? How am I not involved in?
They're called meme wars.
Like
people
memes?
use memes to like kind of go at each other, and
Yeah.
the reason they do that is because supposedly AI can't read memes.
That is so dope.
Isn't that crazy?
Well-
Like they can't read a cat meme.
That's so cool to know that I'm like a part of a community that will in the future be the form of communicating
Yeah.
between humans, because AI won't be able to we'll be communicating in memes.
Yeah,
That's it.
They can't read memes.
I agree.
Like, you know, when I put up the YouTube stuff, I have to talk cryptic because I can't get the less information I give on the YouTube, the crazier the episode is.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're going to have AI reading my thing, and certain words pop up, they're gonna demonetize it.
Right.
So you have to like not say
And
what
I know
it is.
about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. It's crazy. It's nuts. I mean, like, dude, we have pictures. Do you have the picture of the bridge that is just burnt? Go
I think I've seen it.
on my Instagram. See if the bridge is there, or go on Sam Tripoli's Instagram. Oh yeah, and just find to see if it's up there. If the burnt. Nope, that's not it. Go to Sam Tripoli's my Instagram. And put in Sam Tripoli, my Instagram, and see if you can, if it's on there, dude. It is crazy. See if it's on there. Where the
I
burnt.
like your meme.
No, that's not it. I love my meme.
Did you make that white privilege meme?
No, somebody said, I saw it and somebody put it. I'm not really trying to make a statement, but I really just think it's
hilarious.
funny. Try to put in burnt bridge.
You don't use Google Incognito?
What is that?
Yo, go to the 3 dots right there, all the way to the right, up at the top where you're. No. You
All
see?
the way over there.
Yeah. Okay, new incognito window. Click that. Okay, this is for you. You can browse privately, and all other people use this device won't see your activity. Have downloads and bookmarks will be saved. They won't save the following information: your browsing history.
Except for Google still saves it.
But, you know, I'm just saying, if you want to think that you're being safer, that's what I Google all of my, like, conspiracy thing, because it gives me, like, it helps me sleep at night. All right, this is just for me.
They're still.
Yeah.
Do you have an
They're
Alexa?
still on to you. Dude.
I don't have
They're
an
still
Alexa.
on
No,
to you.
I don't do that.
Oh, I give away Alexas. People send me Alexas. I'm like, you can have this.
Oh, my
Thank
God,
you.
wait. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I will take one, because
I will
I
give
don't
you
want to
an
turn on the
Alexa.
TV.
I will give you an Alexa.
I'm a lazy millennial.
I'm trying. I'm trying to find. There is actually a bridge in Malibu where the concrete and steel is melted, and you can just see this weird like sliver, like this thing that like there's no way a fire could do that.
Right. Like
And
something had to be.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it had to be hit with something.
Malibu burnt.
Malibu bridge burn. Oh, up, right there. Right, nope, yeah, that's it. Click that, dude. And it is, look at this. Look at on the side, look at those.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
That's bizarre. Like you're talking concrete, steel, mortar burnt by fire? It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
It probably makes less sense for the people who live there too, because think about it. These are the people who've lived there their whole lives, and it's not like they've ever seen anything like this, you know. And I'm sure some of them have to be skeptical because it's like they have to purchase fire insurance.
Yeah.
You know.
And now the insurance companies are like, "Oh, you didn't have the specific insurance,"
Right.
and it's
Now it's a
such
whole nother business.
They
bullshit.
covered you every other month except November.
They're like, what? Your payments, your credit card forgot to slip up this month, so we canceled
I mean, like,
it.
first of all, insurance is just bullshit. A deductible is the biggest bunch of bullshit. Why am I paying you all this money if I have to cover for the first $3,000 of this thing.
It's expensive to be alive.
It's ridiculous, dude. And everywhere else it's fine, but in the United States, you got people free market. There's no free market when it comes to insurance. There's none. I mean, comes to healthcare. I mean, go to 12 doctors and tell me who gives you the super discount. They're all the exact same price. Yeah. $150 for just a checkup. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're telling me your concern is that if you give everybody insurance, that people are just going to be flooding the ERs and stuff like that. Okay, then it's $100, $200 to go see the doctor. But getting my heart checked, getting my all that,
shouldn't put you into debt.
Shouldn't put you into debt. That's all I'm saying.
We're $500 away, one medical emergency away from, like, I don't know, an obscene amount of people being in a financial emergency.
For sure, dude. It's just not free. Like, whatever you think about one payer and all that, just don't tell me that the market will work it out, because the market isn't going to work it out.
It's not designed for
There's
it to be that way.
collusion going on.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
If you know it's free market, I say it all the time. Hamburgers are free market, okay? You can get $1 hamburger or $16 hamburger. That's free market.
Yeah. I think what it is like, it'll take, years down the road and like generations down the road when they look at this period of history of time and see all the ways that the government was like oppressing and controlling and like, or whoever it is who's doing this, it's the collective group of the wealthiest people probably.
We're going to get pounded on for this, by the way, in the comments, and I know I am, but I don't care. I don't care. I get it, man. You guys think it's one way or the other. I'm just telling you, prove me wrong. Tell me how it's free market. Show me where you can go get a dollar doctor's visit. You can't fucking.
I feel like though, if you have like a best friend that's a doctor, like that's the only way that you can get like that like discount.
If you have a dollar,
no, it shouldn't be that way. But I'm like, how do you get around? It's not designed for people. It's a business to keep people sick.
Yes.
That's what it is, right?
Yes.
So it's because like I grew up,
flu shots give you the flu.
Exactly. Like I was prescribed Adderall and like anxiety and antidepressants. I'm part of the medication generation that was part of that like, period of time where they're like, oh, your kid blurted out something, at the wrong time in school. He's ADHD, so this is how they make money. And like the pharmaceutical companies, don't give a fuck. So
they don't give a fuck. I want to go back to the UN and Agenda 5021. And like, it's my opinion how like they're trying to corral people into big populations. So everyone's in a big population instead of being spread all over the place, okay? I mean, if you take a look at free trade, right? What did free trade do to the country? It devastated manufacturing, which were like these cities, my hometown of Cortland, man, all the manufacturing left. That's how people had jobs. Guess what? Everybody's moving. Where are they moving? To the big city, where the big city
opportunities.
So that was like the middle class and lower class. Yeah. That took care of that. They moved them to the big city. Who are these fires hitting when you're looking at North Cal, you're looking at Southern Cal, and you're looking
wealthy?
It's lower. It's low.
It's poor
wealthy.
People. It's poor people, but then it's also, I feel like kind of wealthy liberals.
Well, that's what it is. It's, it's lower upper class.
Mel Gibson and then Miley Cyrus's.
The Kardashians,
they're rich, they're not wealthy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
They're like there's exactly like there's like bajillionaires. You know what I mean? Like their wealth is like celebrity wealth,
which is like they could lose that in their lifetime.
Exactly,
like really wealthy
generational.
People,
they're not generationally wealthy. It's not like and that's what it's low income and then like wealthy liberals, I think, pretty much.
I mean, like you're getting like when you look at Malibu, there's 9,000 people. Think about that.
An entire
Malibu,
city burned.
9,000 people. That's all lives in Malibu. 9,000 people own all those fucking houses, man. Right? And they're all moving out. They're not like Rothschild wealth or Bush wealth or any of that shit.
But they would be upper to middle class.
They would be lower upper class.
Right.
And then higher middle class,
right?
And that's
they're under the middle. They're still in that middle class.
And now you get rid of all those houses. Boom, they're moving in. If you look at where it's hitting with all these hurricanes,
look at all
it's like
it's
Miami,
crazy.
all that's Miami, Texas. I mean, those are wealthy areas that you're moving people.
It's extreme wealth, but also extreme poverty as well.
Yes. Well, I mean, like
Not Malibu, but
no, I have a
but
friend who
in
lived
Miami
Malibu.
and Texas and stuff.
She was homeless. She'd live in her car and live in Malibu, which
That's
is
true.
to me
You
like
can't
Mensa
assume,
of
right?
homeless.
You can't assume, but also, but Malibu is known to have like a higher income. I want to say for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, like, dude, this guy breaks down all the breaks down all of. It's called The Horrible Truth About the North Cal Fires. He breaks down all the stuff. He says he's got proof of Dewey's being used. The video shows 3 different instances where it appeared to be direct beams around the fire. The fourth, I mean, those pictures. Look at that, dude. Look at that, dude.
Is that in California?
Yeah. I mean, there was one that was in Detroit that looked similar to that. But I believe those are California ones. I mean, like, dude, it just hits. Boom, and then it explodes, man.
That's crazy.
Right? And it's like, it just makes you wonder, like, why are we doing this? Like, who is doing, like, what does it mean to be an American anymore? What does it mean to, be proud to be an American if this shit's going on?
But I have to think that this kind of stuff has been going on through different forms of, different forms of oppression or whatever. I mean, other governments do this to their people.
Greece already did it to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's
little thing about
this
that.
is there. It comes in different forms, whether it be a war, whether it be a disease, or whatever. And I just think that this is their new form of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. Have you ever heard that these fires have to do with the fact that Trump has pulled funding?
Well, that was the
sanctuary?
craziest. That was the craziest. The thing is like, regardless of like what your political stance is, like the president's job is to lead the country, and like he needs to show compassion regardless of like how you feel about the state of California. You are the president of California as well. And the information that he was providing was just so not true, where one, Malibu isn't forests. Like, what, right? And 2, most of that land is federal land, which he cut funding from at the beginning of the year. So, I mean,
they say it's because there's sanctuary cities,
right,
that are allowing illegals to come
right,
and live, and that he cut their funding, and that this is a payback in a way to get funding from the government.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
chaos.
Who knows what the real deal is, but I mean, California, we're on fire, and
we're on.
We also don't live in a forest.
We
don't. For kids who are
California is known for its forests.
We have the Los Angeles forest, but that is not
we have
Malibu.
The redwood forest.
Right. We have forests, but
Forest.
Malibu is not one of them.
Right.
Here's
my opinion. My opinion on Trump is that if anybody thinks that Hillary would be any better, they're delusional. I support Trump only that because he's our president, and I would like us to right the wrongs, things that he's doing. I think we need to have him fighting pedophilia, trying to get rid of free trade. Those are things I support. There are things that I don't support about him. And I always, I tell my friends who are giant Trump supporters, you got to fucking question this guy. You can't be like the other side with Hillary, where they're like, I'm with her, blah, 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 blah. You got to question him too, because he's the president. And that, in itself is corrupt. So anything he does, you got to question it. Yeah, and this notion that Hillary's thinking about running again, I can only think about that in that she's being told to run so she could lose again and set back liberals even more. Because I am a liberal, okay? And she says back, there are qualified people like Tulsi Gabbard who would be a wonderful female fucking candidate that nobody's talking about.
We deserve.
Look at these pictures, dude. Look at those pictures. Hold on, dude. Go back to that picture. Yeah, that one. Look at this. Give me this. I know this is, some of you guys are listening. What I'm looking at is a picture of burnt torch cars with a telephone pole on top of it. Perfectly fine.
That's the other thing is how is that wood untouched?
How is that wood untouched? If you're telling me that an
wood is
amber caused
untouched.
all this to scorch, paint and everything, windows gone, scorch, yet this telephone pole, no fire. I mean, how is that possible? How is that? It does not physically make any sense.
According to science, this time.
According to science.
According to this science.
Okay. So what I would like to do right now is give you an alternate motive or thesis or
Why this is happening?
yes. And
Besides population control?
no, besides the direct energy beams, which I think you could put on top of this.
Oh, like you're asking me
Here's my theory.
what's another theory of how this is
I'm
happening?
going to give you one.
Okay, let's hear it.
PG&E smart meters. Have you heard about this? Look this up. PEG smart meters. Basically, hundreds of these smart meters by this energy company have been exploding all over the place.
Smart meters.
They're smart meters, and what they're meant to do is give a more accurate read of the energy that you're using, and they're blowing up everywhere.
Oh, we're weird. Oh, so these are like catching fire, like you know how like Verizon phones or whatever were exploding
Look up
a few years ago.
PEG smart meters explode. Pictures. Explode. Yeah, they're just exploding, and people have videos of them exploding and causing fires on their houses. And actually, Governor Brown, our great governor of dog shit, has was signing a bill that would basically bail these guys out because they've already paid. Let me see.
Well, if you guys are going to invest in stock in PG&E,
This would be a bad time to do it.
don't do it
That
now.
basically they have paid out $2.3 billion already, and they think they may have to pay out upwards of another $15 billion because look at that. It just explodes.
That kind of looks like the same explosion that happened with all those cars, no?
Right? And it's just like,
Found a small amount of marijuana and bong inside the car. Wow. If this isn't targeted harassment, then I don't know what is.
Look at this one.
They're blowing up stoners.
look at that. Look at that, dude.
And that's just because that's cement. That's brick. If that was wood,
Yeah,
that's
and
start
then
up instantly. And all houses in California are made out of wood.
and
Yeah.
now if they say that what if they all exploded at the same time? Now you have like a whole
Massive explosion going on.
massive explosion, a whole neighborhood exploded, and that would explain why the house is
Who
destroyed.
owns PG&E? Let's look it up. Who
Probably
owns them?
P&G. That's a great
The
question.
Jewish cartel.
No way.
No, I'm only kidding.
No way. First of all, it's a mafia. Get it right. Second of all,
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, dude. It's all, and then like they're gonna sign a bailout, and that's what they like to do. Bush did it, Obama did it. They bail out these corporations, and now Jerry Brown is doing it because they're gonna get sued the fuck out of. And then on top of that, so you got these things exploding right at the right time, and who knows? Maybe there's a trigger to make them explode.
that's what I'm saying. AI is crazy.
AI is crazy. I mean, these people don't realize. Like, I've watched the Terminator movies. The Rothschilds aren't in it. They get taken out as well. These really rich people creating all this shit, they're setting themselves up to get their asses beat too.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I mean, it is crazy.
Who owns it?
Okay. P&G
Wow.
recorded
California.
yeah. Oh, California owns it.
It was founded by George H. Rowe during the period after California's gold rush, and by 1984 was the United States' largest electric utility business.
How crazy is that? How crazy is that shit, dude?
Wait, their worth net income is 1.6 billion.
Yeah.
Holy moly, they have like
Well, we're gonna bail 'em out.
23,000 employees. We're bailing them out?
Yeah, both utilities, Carolyn fires have not been determined. But here's the crazy thing, right? That you can watch. There's videos on, and I suggest you go at home watch these videos where it says P&G smart meters causes fires. Where people watch their house on fires, P&G employees come and grab the smart meter and take off.
Oh my God.
And the cops are like, dude, what are you do? You just stole that. They're like, yeah, we got to go. And they take off.
It's like when you have to return your DirecTV box, or they'll come repossess your car.
Really?
No, but when you're moving or moving out of apartments, they like are very serious about their.
This whole
DirecTV
thing
boxes.
is just unbelievable. Hey, okay. So I think this might be it. It could be both of them, man. You know, I mean, it could be. I do believe the ones last year up north had very strong possibilities of dues, but this might be involved some because they just came out with it today. You remember for the first 3 days, they wouldn't tell you what caused the fire?
Yeah.
They usually know, oh, it's a hobo in the middle of the forest.
Right.
But they never said that. They didn't say for 3 days what was going on. And then for the first time driving over, I heard them say it might be these smart meters that caused it.
That's really what they said?
They didn't say, but they said the power company might be behind this, which is not.
You heard this on the radio?
Yeah, which is like what 4 days later after the fires,
That's insane.
right? I mean, dude, all I have to say about all these fires is that at the end of the day, the thing that causes all of it is greed.
Yeah.
Greed causes all of
Yes.
it. It's all go down to greed.
1000%.
It's unbelievable to me. Well, let's get into. So, what do we agree? What do we think? It's a little bit of both. What are your thoughts, XG? Direct energy weapons, natural currents. You can vote for whatever you want. Natural currents, direct energy weapons.
I think it's direct energy weapons, but I don't think it's for the population because killing 25 people ain't really gonna do much. Or they might be testing it out for the future.
But like, do you think maybe it's meant to be Agenda 21 move people into the same population? How old are you?
31.
Okay, so you're still young. I'm so happy to be old. I'm just happy, dude, because I'm not going to have to deal with any of this bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like an old dude and the robots will become. I'll be like, I'm old, leave me alone. They'll be like, we'll leave you alone, and then move on.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is direct energy weapons. I think it is for population control, but to move people to a different like to just, I don't know, condense populations or condense wealth, income, or punishment. I don't know. But I also think that, it's also testing it out on,
California.
Yeah.
Because they say that the cell towers, that those are like the ones that fuck with your brain.
Yeah.
That those were the ones that they have them up
for
those cell phone towers.
For sure, dude.
So,
that 5G scares me, dude. 5G scares me.
It's coming.
And it's time for everybody's favorite moment. I can't wait to hear this. We're going to get yelled at or he's going to call us crazy people. It's time for everyone's favorite segment, Aaron Thoughts.
Aaron.
Don't be an idiot.
Hey, Ron. Well, you better be sick, dead, or mute. Hey, Ron. You done messed up, hey, Ron.
You filthy animal.
Aaron Thoughts.
Well,
he exhales.
I think it's hilarious that the guy who's on his phone the most is afraid of the wireless getting better.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it.
I'll take that as a victory, by the way.
I don't
when he
think,
goes, I don't know.
I don't think direct energy weapons are what caused the fires that we just had. It could be one of those boxes that explode, and that it could spark this thing up, especially when we had such low humidity and high winds. I mean, it's just like a perfect storm. This
Aaron,
is the time of year we get fires, unfortunately.
Let me ask you something, Aaron. When you see like green trees right next to a completely torched, melted car, what are your thoughts on that?
That's odd.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Right? You have to admit that even
But I
if
don't
you're
know-
you're skeptical, right?
But yeah, just because I don't know what it means doesn't mean it's a laser from the sky.
But
Sorry,
it could
guys.
be. Could it be?
I suppose as much
But
as
do you
anything
think
else.
that an amber could cause that
Ember.
car,
Ember with an
ember, whatever you want to call it? I know that that's
Embry.
called, what's that called? Deflection. Okay.
No, it's called
You're deflecting
grammar.
right now.
Pronunciation.
Are you saying that ember could fucking burn that car down? Is that what you're saying?
No, not just an
Case
ember.
this, oh man, that's the best case we've ever had against him.
No, you
he
need
is
flames.
stumbling. You're like the fucking prosecution in making of murder. You got no case, and you're trying to push it, and you just should admit that I'm right and you're wrong.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Just get
guys,
louder.
real quick, give them your social media.
Follow me at Wolfie Comedy and at Wolfie Memes on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Okay, can you spell it for everybody real quick so
Yes,
they know?
it's WOLFIE comedy, spelled comedy.
Okay.
And then WOLFIE memes, MEMES.
Okay, look at you. You're in the memes world.
I know, that's how we're going to community, you guys.
I love that.
Happy that
Through
you
me
said
in
that.
the future.
Yeah, I love that. Guys, This comes out on Thursday. That means I'm going to be in Boston. So come tonight, Boston. LaughsBoston.com. Grab those tickets now. I promise you, I will rock like 1,000 rock odds. A hammer. Come out for that. And guys, tomorrow it is Zero Fucks. Support this. Support me. And help me out, dude. I'm just trying to get the word out. I promise you, you'll love it. My dream when I moved to LA was to do my special at the Viper Room. No one had ever done a special there. No one had recorded an album there, and we finally did it. I'm so excited. I think you're gonna love it, and I'm just thankful that how it turned out, and everybody worked really hard on it. And
I was there. It was great.
Thank you.
100% great.
Thank you, Aaron. You're the best. I love you.
That shit was fire.
Yeah, that shit was fire. XG, you're a wonderful person. Rachel, you rock.
Thanks for having
guys,
me.
thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the last couple episodes. One more time, thank you to the Ruins. All the information was great. I'm very appreciative of it. And go check out the new website, tinfoilhatpodcast.com. And we're going to get t-shirts up very soon. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.